Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome everybody to Return of the Matriarch. I would like to introduce my guest host, Lily Wildfire.
Hey everyone, I'm Lily Wildfire. I'm here joining Shonda K on Return of the Matriarch. My mission is to help gifted children retain their spiritual gifts, their natural gifts. And Shundai and I decided to come together as females, as women, work together so that way we can help each other complete our mission. And welcome and thank you for joining us today. The topic today will be...
And today we're going to be discussing why women sacrifice themselves and their bodies for a man's attention, for a man just doing the most to their own detriment every time, 100% of the time. And also, when will females begin to put them first? Because as you know, first self-preservation is the first law. So, Lily, how did you come up with that title for this show? Like, what inspired you to want to talk about this situation?
What inspired me to want to talk about it is I'm in my mid 40s. I never actually give which 40, but I'm there in my mid 40s. And for myself, I've done these things too, and I know women who have done it. I deal with a lot of different types of women, and we all have the same thing in common. Women sacrifice their mental, their heart, their bodies, themselves, their career, their children, for just to appease men, just to adhere to men, and just to please men. And over the years, as I was able to remove myself from under all this programming, I noticed a lot of women, they suffer a lot, and it's because they continuously sacrifice themselves for men, either to get a man's attention, for a man to marry them, whatever the situation is. We are continuously sacrificing ourselves for men. Although I'm not in that category anymore, I've worked really hard. I've done a lot of work to remove myself from that category, but I still see a lot of it. And you can tell by a lot of the online conversations and conversations I have with women one-on-one, women do a lot of sacrifices to appease men. And I feel like we don't talk about it enough because a lot of us, we're not in a village. We don't have sister circles where we feel safe. So we might go online and talk about stuff, but we're not coming together one-on-one or in a group to talk about it. And that's why I felt it was a good topic. We're going to break down why women do it and how we should stop doing it, what we need to do to help the next generation of girls and women do better.
Indeed. So just listening to you just then, like so many questions popped into my mind. Considering we are the gods of this earth, how did we get to such a point and such a place to where we devalue who we are born as, what we are born with? How do we get to that place where we are literally have become guinea pigs
and servants?
But in regards to our bodies and the different alterations that you see women doing, how did we get here? What are your thoughts on how
we got to this point?
And just came to not have no love for self?
I think it goes back to patriarchy programming and this idea that there's this image and we have to be that image. We're going to go into just more details, the different surgeries and the different things women do to try to be that image, whatever image, the system, whatever culture you're in, tell you got to be as women. And I realize it's always the women that has to do something, that has to walk a certain way. Your body's got to be a certain way. Your face, your look, it's everything. And I feel we got that way because we went against ourselves. We went against ourselves. We went against nature. We went against God. We became servants who women are practically online begging men to, begging men for everything, food, begging men for attention, begging men, please notice me. And it's like we've done a lot of wicked shit. That's how we got here. And I want to be part of the process to undo a lot of those things so we can go back where we're supposed to be.
Indeed. So now, as far as females coming together to, you like you say, we don't talk about it. We don't, it's like always a competition between females. It doesn't matter the race, it's just all of this competition. And we know for a fact that this is the time for us to come together as a collective, as females, because these atrocities are happening to women all over the world. It's not just black women, it's not just white women, it's everybody. All females are dealing with this. So we were looking into, briefly, we just looked into, the different surgeries that the women have to alter their body. And I just pulled up some information real quick that was saying that the Brazilian butt lift, that's the most dangerous for women to get. And it's pretty much, when you read the reasoning, it's like these people are really just practicing on you. And to be honest, all of these different alterations that women are getting, breast implants, butt implants, all of this shit was created for men to look like women. All of it. The makeup that you're wearing on your face, it has aborted fetus cells in it. So the babies that you abort, ladies, is being put into your cosmetic products. I just read an article online that says that they are doing the foreskin of the baby boys. They have a facial that you can get with a baby boy's foreskin. So all of these things that we indulge in as females to look good for men is almost like an abomination. It's like, and I don't mean to sound religious, but it's so wicked and grotesque. Like, we don't even know. They make it look so pretty to us on the television and their commercials and shit like that. But when you look and do the research and what are in your cosmetic products, what are in these different injections and shit like that you're allowing them to put in your body so that you can be, more beautiful according to this world standards, it's really grotesque.
Yeah. You want to go over the butt injections and the amount of women who are being killed under these surgeries? And let's not forget the era with the breasts. Like, I grew up in that era when the whole, fake titties or big titties, whatever, people call it, where I was in my 20s, I was a mother, and I remember the pressure, feeling like I needed to get my breasts done because the rich women were doing it, the women on TV were doing it, the poor women wanted it done, and I was in the category of the women who couldn't afford that. And I remember me thinking to myself, wow, I have small breasts. Obviously, I have small breasts. I want to be a cop C. Maybe if I was a C or a D. And then they had this whole thing where they tell you, like, you shape. Oh, you're already shapely. Like, you have a butt, you have a hip, and having bigger breasts will just make you, like, it'll just make me be like this, more, and you just walk around like this, because, it's supposed to be some type of, they were selling it to women, telling them they would be more even, your breasts would match your hips and your butt. So I grew up in that, I was an adult in that era where women were getting breast jobs. And honestly, if I could afford it, if I had money at the time, I would have done that. And I don't know what happened to a lot of these women. I just hear a lot of jokes about, when they get older, they kind of hang down like, my friend was telling me, they kind of hang down like baseball inside a sock. Because she was telling me the skin falls as you get older, and the boobs, they kind of just hang, just different things. I don't believe all these women had body issues. I don't believe all these women just wanted big breasts just because. I believe they wanted to do it because that's what society was telling them was beautiful. So women, they paid a whole bunch of money to get the stuff done. A lot of them got sick. A lot of stuff happened. And at the end of the day, we were pressured to do those things to look good for men. I don't care what anybody says. We did that shit to look good for men. I know I would have done it because I wanted to look better. I want my breasts to be bigger because I felt like if I was wearing a top, it would just look sexier. Well, when I go out, it's men's attention that I want. When I go out, it's a man that I'm assuming is going to approach me and give me his number. So obviously I'm not doing it just for me because I didn't have an issue with my little titties. So if for me to get all this shit done, I would have been doing it for men, and that's the truth. And I'm in a place in my life where I can admit to a lot of shit. So that was one of those big things that took place, the big breast thing. And I think a lot of women got a lot of pain and suffering from that.
Yeah, I just, last year, an ex of mine, she actually passed. She died from an infection from her butt implants. So it's really, really, really real, and it's happening. And, you know, at the end of the day, you doing all that for a man, and they don't care. You know, a lot of these men, when you read, what is it called when you read the reviews, you know, different reviews or you know, different questionnaires where men are asked questions about females, they don't care about all that shit at all, and we're just doing so much at our own detriment.
The media, like, we're being told, like, this looks better, this person got their breasts done. The crazy thing was, I didn't have a big circle of people. I didn't have a lot of friends. So the pressure, I know the pressure came from watching TV and watching, you know, whatever was on the news. You want to go over the butt injections?
I mean, just to sum it all up, pretty much it says that 1 in every 3,000 women is dying from these butt injections. But we see videos online all the time of the butt leaking and all this.
Yeah, but the ones who are not dying from it, they have all types of permanent damage.
Well, cancers and different things like that. And that's another thing. That's something else females are doing. Like all these feminine hygiene products and, you know, the different sprays, the different inserts, the Yoni Steams. All of that stuff is not good for you. And I just, you know, to kind of bring it down to earth, for instance, with a Yoni Steam, the skin inside of your vagina is as sensitive as the skin in your mouth. It's the same. So, you know, when you eat some hot food, it burns your mouth. So imagine you putting steam in your vagina that is supposed to stay moist. Steam is going to dry it out. So now you're going to have all these issues, not to mention you're burning your vagina. So, you know, the things that is the new thing to do, all of these fads and all that type of shit, that it's a weapon against us, because at the end of the day,
it's women suffer from that shit.
Everything, the deodorants that you wear, the pads that you're using, the tampons, the makeup on your face, the lotions, all of that shit has aborted fetal cells in it, and it's just poison at the end of the day.
I do want to go over the whole Yoni steaming stuff. Here's the thing. I made a post about that, but I know a lot of people don't understand because it's not. If it was American tradition, somewhere they lost it and people are just doing whatever the hell they want to do with it. I'm Haitian, and Haitian culture and a lot of Caribbean culture, we don't call it Yoni Steam. It's kind of like a bath the mother gets after she gives birth to a baby. So after you give birth to a baby, there's a lot of just tissue, you know, blood and just gooey stuff that has to come out the vagina. So what they do is, after the woman gives birth, a female elder, people who know how to put the ingredient together, they basically cook up different herbs, and they cook it together and they make like a steamy hot bath for the mother. It's not just her vagina that needs healing. The fact that they focus on Yoni steaming and they focus just on your vagina, it's not really about women.
It's some perversion.
It's a perversion of it. Your whole body, like, they massage her with it from head to toe. She is put into this hot tub of just herbs, all these different leaves that's been cooked for hours. And the tub is full of leaves, full of water. And she goes in there, the older woman, the grandmother, the mother, whoever, they take the leaves, they pat her down. They pat the leaves all over her body. They rub her body with the leaves. They massage her with it. And then it's considered like it's healing, and her face, everything is covered. She sits there for 30 minutes to an hour, basically until the water just gets cold. She gets out, and that's how they do it. It's your whole body that needs healing, not just your pussy. And the fact, this whole Yoni steaming thing, they make it just about the pussy. I know it's about men, it's about dick, because at the end of the day, these women feel like they need to make their pussies tight for men. Again, we have to take back what is ours. The things that are good for us, they're good for us. We got to do things for us. So that's how, when I heard about the whole Yoni steaming, I was like, yeah, it's something else. They perverted. It's something else. I'm not going to blame white people for that shit, because I see a lot of black women pushing that. What? Your whole body needs healing. Your whole body needs steaming in a bath, and not just your pussy. So that's that with that part right there.
Okay, so
don't get me started.
Well,
please.
Let's go a little deeper then. Let's get this party started. Okay, so Lilia and I were talking earlier, and I'm like, yeah, women don't realize that if you just not fucking with a man and you're just celibate, you don't have a boyfriend, you've been single, your pussy is fine. But as soon as you get some dick, you gotta go get the Vagisil.
Because they allow men to use their bodies as like a dumping ground.
Yeah, but it's more to it than that.
I'm saying they allow men to just come inside of them.
Right, but right, that's true. But we're gonna go deeper. Okay, a man's semen is a virus to your bodies. It just is. You can Google it. You can ask your doctor, and all that shit. They're gonna tell you, especially for females who have had children, who have become pregnant. They tell you, your vagina kills the semen. Only one lives to make it, to fertilize the egg, but it kills the rest of it. Why? Why does your acidic vagina kill that alkaline sperm? Because it ain't supposed to be up in there. From the research that I have done, all of the fibroids, or many of the fibroids, I would say, many of the cysts that females have in their bodies, they have hair, teeth, and nails. Those are your babies. Females are born pregnant with our eggs, which are fully developed fetuses. I just have to say this.
Okay. Which
are fully developed fetuses. So they ask, well, does the chicken and the egg, which one came first? They come together. The seed is of itself. So I just want to mention that to you ladies who are having those type of issues. As soon as you, like you say, we got to take back your wombs and stop allowing these men to dump their semen inside of your bodies, you will see and feel the healing. But as long as you continue fucking with a man, then you're going to continue to have issues with your vagina and constantly need to heal it. And that's just the truth.
What I've noticed, it's like a trend where women will talk about their experience. Like, I remember growing up where people use condoms. It's like people don't even use condoms anymore.
Yeah, well, condoms break you out too. Anything ain't not. Listen,
I understand,
that goes back to, again, women doing all this shit for a man. So condoms cause irritations and all of that shit too.
Yeah, but now they're doing it where they're allowing the men, any man, to just come inside of the vagina.
It don't matter what man.
But at least
it's all a virus.
But I'm saying, but at least with a condom, you're not gonna get an STD.
No, but you're gonna get BV. You're gonna get a bacteria. You know they have spermicide in it. I mean,
I feel like with the condom, it was safer. That's my opinion.
We cannot keep putting our trust in these fucking men, letting them tell us what's best for us, for them. This is our body. We know how the fuck we feel. why are we going to continue letting men tell us what to do with our bodies, how to feel, these are fucking men that we birth. So they can't tell me shit, period. And it's time for us, when you say take it back, we got to take it back all the way to the beginning, straight up. Girl, talk about this.
Don't get her started. Shit.
Oh, we can't be wilding out on this live. Indeed, Miss Cynthia. We are looking, of course, we want and we need the females to wake up. Lily's, and she makes it clear to me all the time, my mission is for the children, my mission is for the children. And I say to her, yeah, but the mothers have to be on board.
Talking to women just is exhausting to me.
Well, the mothers have to be on board, because when you're dealing with mitochondria, when you're dealing with the blood, they say it's the blood of the lamb, but it's the blood of the mother. You understand me? That gives us life. So that blood that runs through your veins, your mother's vein, it communicates. So if you're just dealing with children and not the mothers, and the healing is not.
No. I didn't mean
it's right. I know. I'm just saying.
By themselves.
So females have to be reprogrammed. Like I told Lily, listen, they running regularly scheduled programs all day, every day. You feel me? Without cease. And so yeah, we've been talking about this shit for a long time, but this is the first time where we've actually been in an intimate setting where we have the females' attention. This is a group for females. We appreciate the brothers for joining, as long as you're on board with the rise of the divine feminine, paying homage to the great mother goddess Shah. Simple as that, man. Like, we don't have no more time to play. This is it. These people really feel like they're going to take us out of here with this man-made vaccine illusion that they have going on, and we can't keep turning the other cheek and pretending like this shit ain't going on. It's time to take charge of our lives. You birthed those children. You're their protector. You're their provider. Not no man. You birthed them. We got to get this shit back in order. It's out of order. It's out of tune. We got to get back in tune. And for women, we need to be in nature, period. That's where we need to be. It's time to detach from all this shit and get back in tune if you want to save yourself, because ain't nobody coming to save y'all. Ain't no man. All this shit you doing for these men, they gonna put you in front of the bullet. You feel me? You will be the shield. And we've seen it time and time again. We have not seen a revolution of men standing up for females ever. Now they say with slavery that the slaves outnumbered the masters. Well, what was these niggas doing? In my mind, that's some other shit. We won't go there because, I don't want to be arguing with her.
No. I just feel like we should just stay focused on just
right, but
right now this one is supposed to be
what women do,
the sacrifice,
for me.
But
right.
I guess
and
it's so much.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna talk real about this shit, and we're gonna cover it. We're gonna talk about it because it has to be talked about. Everything got to be covered. And so that's what we're doing. We're gonna regularly schedule this program so that we can re-educate the women, and so that we can motivate you, and so that we can pour life into you and pour truth, because it's the truth that makes you free.
This is actually more of like her mission. I'm just more like supporting you on this. Like I said, I feel like I've talked. Okay, so I was telling Shonda earlier, I feel like I've talked about patriarchy, women, for like since 2015, even before that. I even, had another sister, everybody, the people who followed us, me and Dominique, we did Kai Element. Like, we've been talking to these women. We've been talking about women. We've been talking so much, like, to this point where I've been thinking, and I came to the conclusion, I was telling you, my mission is for children. Like, my mission is to help these children restore their gifts, their natural gifts, to help them not get trapped in the system that we all got trapped into. all of us at some point, we used to know things. We used to be magical. We used to see things. We used to hear things. Something happened where, we're not connected to the spirit anymore. So, and I was telling her, I feel like my focus is going to have to be to help these children. Okay, with the women who want their children helped. With the women who may not have children, but they want to help. Because I feel talking about women and women issues, it's so much. And I've gotten to the point where I think they don't even really listen to you unless you have a man, you have a husband. These women don't understand that women like me, I choose to be single. I choose to not want to be with men. So, but they don't understand that. If you're not fronting a man, oh my man, look what he did for me. They don't really listen. So I'm at the point where I was telling you, I really want to focus on the children because I feel like talking about women stuff is just a lot, to tell you the truth. Well, so if you guys don't see me all hyped up on this camera video every Sunday, it's because, I got to focus on the mission I feel that is for me. I think Shonda has more patience for the women than I do.
Shonda got more patience for the women?
You have a lot more patience because I don't. Like, I feel like I've done my part. So she's right about everything she is saying. The semen, like Cleopatra said, all time, constant infection. She's a witness in the past to that. Yes, it's true. You out here fucking all these men, letting these men come inside you, all type of shit. So it's like, I think something's wrong with the women at this point. Because I know when I stopped doing those things, when I stopped just letting men just do things to me, use my body, I felt better. My health was better. My vagina was better. I know that. So if women want to be in denial, then I don't know what to say. I don't know, So you guys, if you guys don't see me all hyped up and she's doing all the talking, it's because I feel like I'm a bit tired. Because I felt like I've done it for a long time. Like I said, Kai Element, Dominic and I from before, we did it. So I'm just kind of tired a little bit with the women. Sorry, go ahead.
So, we appreciate you for keeping it real. That's what this show is all about.
True. I don't want them to see me on here and I'm just like...
Yeah, we gonna keep it real.
And they think, okay, you're the one doing all the talking. Like, I agree with what you're saying.
Right. It's
true. But
it's
I'm just kind of like tired, and I'm tired of talking to women, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap the show up because I think that we have pretty much said a mouthful.
We said a lot, and I feel like, okay, we talk about the butt surgery, the breast surgery,
your ass wild, girl.
the semen in the vagina, like, what the fuck is semen? Like, you're just letting that shit in your pussy. Of course it's gonna make you sick.
Well, then see, that's why we got to talk about this shit because they have been told that that's how they're becoming pregnant.
That's a whole different show.
No, it's not.
Okay, and
it's all the same shit.
But we're talking about sacrifices.
I know, but now we're there. You're saying everything that I'm saying is the truth. Okay, so yeah, you're saying, oh, these women, they doing this. Why they, if they want to let a man come in the world, yeah, because that's what they fucking been programmed to believe.
So now it's like, how do we deprogram? Because I feel like talking about sacrifices women make, that list...
You just keep going.
That list will go on and on and on if we're going to talk about sacrifices.
All right. So solutions, ladies.
Solutions.
The solution is separation. And it's time to heal. We have to separate, and that's the solution. It's separation time. Ladies, save yourselves, save your children.
I believe that deprogram has to be done first. They have to understand why they need to separate. Just telling women to separate, like a lot of these women, they probably thinking, somebody trying to hit on them. We're trying to take their men. We want them. I just feel so overwhelmed dealing and talking to women. It's almost like you got to say certain things a certain way. You can't say this way. And it's like, I feel like they have to deprogram first. And they have to understand why they need to deprogram.
And so that's what we're talking about. We're breaking the shit down. Yeah, we're not sticking to the topic. And that's fine. But we're teaching them on this show that you're saying they need more evidence of, right? So we edifying with the truth.
I don't know.
Yeah,
honestly,
we are. So,
I'm
so now
saying,
you're saying, okay, they need to know why they need to separate, deprogram. Okay, why they need to separate. Okay, well, they done been told, like you said, when from the time the little girls here in the States, we're reading
Prince
fucking
Charming.
right. We're being told and programmed that oh, it's gonna be a man that
Sleeping
save us,
Beauty.
and yeah, you're supposed to be with a man and want this type of husband and all that type of shit. And so now here we coming with the whole truth, and we like, nah, y'all birth these niggas and you're born pregnant, and the semen is a virus to your body, save your womb. And so it's like, well, I thought I was supposed to have a man, and no, you're not. That's not the answer to life, ladies. No, it's not. It's not. Your answer does not lie in a man. A man is not going to save you. And I'm not bashing the men at all. I'm just letting the ladies know. I feel
sorry for men, because men have all this stuff put on top of them. Like,
it's not a man's responsibility to work and pay the bills for you, to provide for you, to protect you. None of that shit.
Men are not our gods.
But they're not that we have been trying to put all this responsibility on them that is not theirs. We're the gods. They're the sons of God. So, you know.
So I think it should be how to deprogram. Because when I started writing lists of ways women sacrifice themselves, it's a long list.
It's a lot. Y'all bearing witness. Lily almost had a meltdown on our show.
Like,
and I had to talk her through this shit. Like, baby, we're going to push through this thing.
I'm going to tag my
you know what
friend.
I'm saying?
I'm going to tag my friend on here.
The ladies, they need us. Right. They need us speaking this shit. Because ain't nobody decreeing it in the earth. You feel me? Everybody talking about they're just going in circles. And, hey, we can't keep going in circles. We can't keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. There are so many wars going on against the feminine on so many levels. Not just men, but it's a whole bunch of shit going on. And we got to get it to, like Lily said, we got to get ourselves in a place to where we're deprogrammed so that we can become healthy again and make sound decisions and stop playing the damn fool. Because what is that going to do? Nothing but make your life, continue to make your life miserable. And then what about the children? What about the children?
I honestly feel if women really care about their children, men and dick wouldn't be their top priority. I don't even think we would be having this conversation if the women really care about the children.
Ooh, that's heavy.
I've only met and dealt with maybe you and maybe 2 other women who actually want to do stuff for children. They just don't care. And I feel like getting beat by men and getting abused by the men is part of their karma for worshiping these fucking men and not being there for the children. So I'm having all kinds of epiphanies right now.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's like I usually don't have epiphanies on the lives, but I'm having some because I'm realizing the women, they don't fucking care about the children either. So why do they even need to be saved if they don't even fucking care about children? They don't care about the innocents. That's why they have all these fucking problems.
Let's go to the comments and see what's being said. All-time constant infections. I'm witness to that in the past. It's real, Empress. Miss Cynthia says, I love this, hoping to contribute. Exactly. No GYN problems in over 20 years. Wow. That's amazing. All praise Ashah. So, I mean, again, that was a mouthful. And we can just end it here.
No, let's continue. I like this is organic.
Okay.
It's organic. Let's continue. Because, you know, it's like, I know I'm supposed to be working on my shit. But I feel like every time I think about women, it's like it's almost like there's a big wall. There's a big wall because the women typically wouldn't listen. They won't listen because I don't have a man right here next to me. I'm not talking about some men who bought me dinner. They don't fucking listen. Again, a lot of these women, they will get hurt. They will fucking die. They won't succeed, again, because they are worshiping men. They are literally worshiping dick. So it kind of upsets me, because sometimes I feel like I should be doing the stuff for my mission. But Shonda's telling me, she was like, well, you got to deal with the mothers. You got to deal with the mothers. I guess I do have to deal with the mothers, but I only have to deal with mothers of the children who I want to help. So I'm kind of like cutting down, specifying what I need to do, because it's so much going on. And 2021, you guys check out Black Femicide USA. As of last week, it was over 830 black women who have been murdered.
And that's just the ones that's accounted for.
By black men.
The stories that were published.
Everything is online. There's tons of videos. There's tons of research. If black women still can't see what's going on, maybe they're not who we think they are. I mean, not everybody that's brown is really my clan, is really my sister, my tribe. Because I just feel like something's wrong with a lot of them. And when I was talking to Shonda about us even me joining Return of the Matriarch and us working together, because she's more like, she wants to help the women. And I was telling her, a lot of these women will mistake or take what you're saying as something different. They might take as you're saying as you trying to you want them. I want women. Oh, okay. I'm trying to. It's just like it's so much. It's just too much. Sorry,
it's
you guys.
a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And we gotta admit that, because I'm not gonna sit out there and pretend like this shit is not a lot, because it is. It's a lot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so
deprogramming.
What does that entail?
Deprogramming is questioning everything you have ever been told about who you are and your position in this world. Write down everything you think. Start with your head all the way to your toe. Your hair, your skin, your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your hands, your breast, your stomach. Everything about who you are and what they told you you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, who you're supposed to be, your career. Like, you got to question everything, not just question, analyze it. And then ask yourself, are you who you are, or are you who you are, or who you were told and taught to be? Ooh. And I believe that's how the deprogramming process works, because then you start questioning. You start, like, for example, I'll give you guys an example. Like, for me, marriage, a man in the house. I was like, I don't fucking want to live with anybody. Like, I have adult children. They're grown. I'm always going to have room in my heart, in my home, for my children and my grandchildren. But to tell me I'm supposed to marry some man and he's supposed to be in my life forever until we die, and I've got to cook and clean and take care of this motherfucker for the rest of my life, that's not me. That's not me, but that's what I was taught.
Yes,
I was supposed to be, especially in the Haitian culture, in the time where I grew up with my mom and my dad in the house. That's what I was taught was normal, but in reality, that's not what I fucking want. That's not what I ever wanted. It was just the only thing I knew. Looking back now, I'm like, I like being free. I like being single. I like getting up and going where I want to go. If I have people in my life who want to join me in my journey, they're good for me, yes. They're joining me in my journey because they're good for me. But till death do us apart and all this bullshit they put on women, no, that's not for me. And that's part of me deprogramming myself, that wasn't for me. I don't want to live with no men in my fucking house. I don't want to cook for no man. I don't want to do nothing for any man. So it's like, think about it. I had 2 children. I already raised children. I already had people depending on me 24/7 for cooking and cleaning. Why would I want to do that shit for the rest of my life when my children are adults? You know?
It's real, ladies. It's
so that's
real.
part of my deprogramming. Another example is my hair. I grew up in a time where, even now, You know, it's like, oh, my hair's nappy, my hair's kinky, I'm black, blah, blah, blah. So I'm supposed to not like my hair. I'm supposed to straighten it. It's supposed to be straight. I had to deprogram myself from that. I love my kinky, nappy fucking hair. I fucking love it. I love my hair because I understand who I am. I like what my hair does for me. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. And it's not high maintenance at all. I love it.
It's low maintenance.
It's very low maintenance.
Yeah.
I wash and moisturize and go. I can shave my hair. My hair is so diverse. I can do whatever I want to do with it. But growing up, I had relaxer and I had Jerry curls because at the time that's something we were taught we needed to do because we needed to straighten our hair. So again, that's part of the deprogramming. Like, question everything, but go to the point where you analyze it and connect that shit to you. Is that you? You know, back to the deprogramming, the breast thing. I grew up in the era where women were getting breast jobs, and I was like, wow, if I had money, I would do it too. And just get really big titties. For what? So, you know, so that's another thing I had to deprogram. Like, I love my body. I have small breasts. And, okay, like, who cares? How does that make me less? So, it's things like that. Like, once we get to that point, do the little check mark. Deprogram yourself until you get to the point where you say, okay, I am God. I am complete. And from there, I think women will be able to free themselves, because I think just talking to women, telling them what's wrong and right, I honestly feel a lot of them might think, oh, like, we're trying to get them away from men. Like, okay, I don't really care, you know. A lot of them, that's how they feel. Anytime you talk about men and separating from men, these women get afraid, because in their mind they're like, who's gonna fight for us? As if men are fighting for us. Like, we're under their system where they can kill us. So they're not fighting to protect us.
That's just a restraining order is not protecting women from men at all. And speaking about, being a wife for the rest of your life for a man, and to a man, the etymology of the word wife is slave.
Most of them won't even believe you. They'll be like, oh, okay, if he has money, he's paying my bills, I'll be his slave. That's the mentality they have. Men are not the gatekeepers of wealth and creators of wealth, where they have all this wealth because they're so intelligent, and women are beggars who ask for money. That's not who we are.
Right.
So a lot of these women, they're very comfortable being slaves to men. That's the fact. I'm just being real.
You just being real? Mm-hmm. You're being too real today.
I have to be, because I gotta focus on real shit.
Real shit.
And I understand you care. I love that about you, that you care, you want to help these women, blah, but it's like me, I'm more like, well, I really want to focus on
you saving me some time, because you be analyzing like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia said, other than children, what do men really provide? Yeah.
What do they really provide, Empress?
I don't think they provide anything. I think, if anything, once they took over and started ruling, they destroyed everything. Women are being killed by men. Like, black women have no fucking protection. But black women will be the first one to come on here and argue about all this shit, because they're delusional too. Like, these women really think their pussy is going to save them. Like, men aren't sticking their penises in everything that fucking walks.
Ooh.
All right, I'm in nature right now. I'm like trying to enjoy the trees. Don't get me started.
Don't do you,
huh? Yeah, don't get me started.
I know that's right. Damn. It's real. It's true. Miss Sensei, it is true. It is the truth. And so it's the truth that's going to make us free. I asked the Shah to bring the sun back out, because, they're using weather as a weapon. And it just started violently thundering and all type of shit, lightning and raining and shit right before we did the show, but it was sunny all day. And so Asha is indeed faithful. She brought the sun out again. But you have anything else you want to add?
Ladies, women like me and Shanda, well, I'll speak for myself. Women like me, we're getting really tired. I think there's going to be less and less women speaking about these type of things. I think there's going to be a time where they're going to be like, where are they? Why they're not talking? Why they're not telling us? And we're just not going to be there, because I'm going to be so far into my own shit, so far into my mission, so far into nature. Like, I'm just trying to bring my blood, my daughters, my grandchildren, my tribe, my people, the people I've been able to align and work with. We come together and we protect and we build and create. Yeah, because it's going to get worse. And the women, they have to stop being delusional. Like, a lot of the women are just delusional. Black women too. No matter what you see they say online, at the end of the day, every single one of them get dressed so they can compete for male attention, although they claim they get dressed for women. No woman get dressed for women unless you're into women. You get dressed for women because you want to compete against women for men. So at the end of the day, men can be killing, raping, molesting children. These women still want to be with those men. And that's all there's to it. Instead of taking time. And it's like, I'm not telling women to separate from men so they can be with each other. No. Black women need to separate altogether and heal. Heal yourself. If you're going to get with another woman, do it as far as a village setting. You guys help each other. We need to separate so we can heal. We need to separate so we can create a village for our children.
Yeah, we should be able to live amongst each other.
Yeah,
it's nothing,
There's nobody needs to be in any relationship right now at all.
It's healing time.
Because I've heard certain things where people felt like I was telling women to separate from men, like to be with other women. I'm like, no. Black women need to fucking separate from everything that's not good for them and go heal. Go have a relationship with yourself for once. Go create with another woman, especially if you have children, and you guys create a village and you guys take care of yourself, take care of your children, and help each other. That's what we need right now.
That's real.
Not relationship. None of those relationships gurus are going to be able to save your life. At the end of the day, we need to separate, get relationships with ourselves.
It's true.
That's it for me.
It's true. And healing, starting with the womb, starting with your wombs. If you're still dealing with men sexually, you need healing for your wombs. It's real. But I won't go deep again because we don't want to cause no issues.
No, you're going to have to, because I don't want you triggering me to all these different things.
Don't trigger you.
You're going to have to just pick a topic and stick to it, because I know you can go on and on and on.
Okay, we multitask. It's a lot to cover.
It's a lot to cover.
We trying to catch up. It's almost feeling like lost time, but who will save themselves will save themselves. The remnant has been spoken of, written about, all of that. So again, we are looking to connect with the tribe. That's what we're doing this for ultimately, because I do understand that everybody has the right to make whatever decisions that they want. We operating in free will, so you can do what you want to do, but warning does come before destruction. So we appreciate everyone who has joined us tonight. We're going to be back next Sunday. Lily says she wants to start speaking about different things for children, and pretty much taking our focus to the children. And it's going to be important for the mothers to be in tune as well, because the mitochondria, it's the blood of the mothers, and that communication. So if we're dealing with children and trying to show them their gifts and point out their gifts, the mothers need to be on the same page.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, because the blood, it communicates. So if the mother's fighting and not on board with helping these children find who they are, it's not gonna work. So we're looking for females who are, we're not looking, but we don't say we're looking for females, we ain't looking. But
before I know it, it's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, like, you care so much about these women. I care about them too, but I've narrowed down a lot to who I'm gonna work with, who I'm gonna deal with at this point.
Yeah.
And I just hope women need to we need to separate ourselves, so that way we can have a relationship with ourselves and create a village, a safe space for yourself and your children.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
true.
not looking.
It's true.
You guys, part of what I'm doing is I'm putting a fundraiser together for the healing space for gifted children. This is part of my mission. What I'm working on is to help the children not become programmed like we were, and to help them use their natural gifts to create and heal, and to help them stay away from this system, so that way they don't have all this damage, and they can come here and do their mission, and we can go ahead and go back and live in harmony with nature. So I put the link in the comments. If you guys can support, anything you can give will help. This fundraiser is going to be for like the tents, arts and craft tents, and 2 more things that I feel like that amount is going to cover. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to go off. You guys, it's just like I talk about this all the time. I don't just get on Facebook and just stop and talk. I know what I'm talking about. I've done a lot of work within. I know I have the solutions, and I want to share it. But because I talk about this with Shonda, I've talked about this with my other sisters, I've talked about this with my other business partner. I've talked so much about it to the point where I feel like at this point I just want to focus. I just want to narrow down and focus on certain things, so that way I don't exert myself. So I'm just passionate. So I'm not upset. I'm just passionate. And yes. I thank Shonda for being so strong and being so dedicated and actually caring.
Yes, this is the passion of the brown woman.
Actually care.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's the
So
passion
so
of the
much.
brown woman. Thank you so much, Lily.
Yep.
So we are grateful for you all, and please support. We reside in tents. We live in tents. We've been living like this.
We're doing camping.
Pretty much for
We're
about...
not living in tents. We're camping.
Okay.
Because you don't want people to think we have tents under the bridge and over under the sidewalk, under the highway. So we're living in nature, camping style.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Okay.
As I'm not trying to cuss people out on social media.
So we posted up at the campsite with our tents, okay?
Yeah.
And we've been living like this for about 4 or 5 months. Mm-hmm. And this is it.
We've had some interesting things take place.
Yes.
People coming in, people having to get out.
Yeah.
More people coming. We've dealt with multiple personalities, but it's been a good learning experience.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But this system is falling. So if you are trying to survive in it, then you definitely want to get back in tune with nature. And start getting reacquainted with the great mother and the mother.
Yeah,
nature.
it was a big thing for me, you guys. It was nice. When I first started camping, I needed my flashlight on my phone to see at night, to walk around, to go to the bathroom. Now I don't need my phone lights anymore. Like, my eyes are clearing. Like, I feel so much better. This is something I've manifested. I've been wanting to be in nature for the past 4 or 5 years now. And finally, I'm there, and this is just the first step before I get to the actual acres. Yeah, that's the plan.
First step. That's
Thank
the
you,
plan.
you guys. Have a good night.
Indeed. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Tune in next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's all about the children. Shalom.
Return of the Matriarch.
Return of the Matriarch.